Now, the title of this conference is, in the pamphlet, the Mediterranean diet today, a model of a sustainable diet. But we declare that, but the Mediterranean diet is really a sustainable diet, question mark. Now, Martine Padilla from the CIISCAM, he will really address this issue, that it's not enough to declare something to be that. Thanks, Martine.
Thank you very much for the organizers for inviting me to this meeting, and it's always a pleasure to speak about the Mediterranean diet. So the theme is the Mediterranean diet as a model of sustainable diet. I want before speaking about the sustainability, to make an introduction, because I wanted to share with you some thoughts on the very new way to understand what must be a food, and in particular what must be a sustainable food. Nowadays we speak a lot of sustainability, you know, and we mention it at any occasion, but what is it when applied to food, and how to make it concrete? So in introduction, I would like to show this graph, because when we speak diet, Mediterranean diet, we don't know exactly of what we are speaking of, because as you can see, there is 3 types of Mediterranean diet in the Mediterranean region. You have the south one, very rich in cereal, roots and pulses, and the north Mediterranean one with fats and the fish and the pulses and fruits and vegetables, and the Balkan ones. So when we speak about Mediterranean diet, I think that scientists demonstrated that the Mediterranean diet of the south of Europe from the end of the 60s seems to be the best. So this is, there is no more ambiguity. But the ambiguity is that there is a lot of changes in the Mediterranean diet. If you see on this graph the northern Mediterranean countries, there is a very large, huge drift towards a model of industrial design. And as you can see, when we put in red line the Greek Mediterranean diet, you can see what is the direction of the northern Mediterranean countries. And there is a lot and more sugar, fats, meat and fish. So it's not at all the Mediterranean diet of the end of the 60s. In south again, there is also a drift towards an unbalanced diet, and this is worse and worse. And there is more and more sugar, cereals and pulses. So why this changes very speedily? It's the reason, I think, it's a lifestyle that linked with the urbanization of our life. The feminization of the economic life is very important. The Mediterranean woman now wants to have an economic life away from home. There is also smaller families and living home from household members. This is a real revolution for the new Mediterranean family. We have to know also that there is a compulsory education and training, and the taste is more and more collective one, because the children very soon are structured by the collective dishes, collective taste. We can see also that there is a decline of traditional products in the south, but this is not by apathy, but by fewer consumption occasions. For the traditional products in other side, there is a renewed interest in the northern part of the Mediterranean countries. And I can say also that what the changes are very related with the emergence of supermarkets in the south. and there is modern food in the shops now. As you can see, the food markets, supermarket and hypermarkets, are actually between 5 and 10% of the whole food market in the south, and about 75% of the total of sales in the food market in the north. So you can see that a lot of big supermarket or hypermarket are now in the south of Mediterranean countries, and that can change the Mediterranean diet. I pass on the consequences because it's a regression of the food quality index and aggravation of saturated fat and an increase of single sugar and also micronutrient deficiencies. So the consequence of obesity and overweight. I doesn't think so. So what is the Mediterranean diet and sustainable development? So various authors have commented on the design of sustainable food. Some emphasize on the health and alternative agriculture components, while others focus on the link between health and welfare. Others again focus on environmental practices of the consumers. But for us, when I say for us, it's a group of researchers in the south of France. We consider that a sustainable diet must combine health, nutrition, preservation of the environment, and amelioration of the local territory on social and economical aspects. So we must to see that if the Mediterranean countries, the Mediterranean diet, is